In this tutorial, we're going to be looking at setting up some student accounts so that you can experiment and test some of the features of ByteDeck in your deck. You really want your students to have a seamless experience. And although we have maps that will allow you to focus on the pathway that the students will take, there's nothing that replaces testing. So you notice here under students that I already have a few student accounts. You don't need this many, just a couple of student accounts would be fine. The first thing you need to know is that you want to set up the student account in a different browser. Right now I'm using Chrome, this one, for my instructor account, and my student account, the one I'm about to create, is going to be using a different browser, Safari. Now I've already sent my student the URL for my deck, and my student has arrived at this point. So let's sign up. We're going to leave the email alone so that you don't have to come up with different email addresses. However, one of your student accounts should really have an email address here for testing for notifications. The access code. Let's go get it. Admin, site configuration. There it is. And now we're back here. Let's paste the access code and let's create a password. And then you'll want to join the course that you have there. This one was 2022 and that one, and join. All right, so you now have another student here. There it is, a G student. As you go through the tutorials in Learn.ByteDeck, you want to test everything with a student account. For example, I've got student D awaiting approval for this quest. This is a perfect opportunity for me to do some testing and see what things look like. So I will sign out student G, and I will sign in student D. Okay, so I've got 9 completed, and look at this right over here, awaiting approval, waiting for 2 days. Oh my goodness. Let's go back and actually give some feedback, see what happens. Now in this case, I'm not approving the quest. I'm actually returning it for more work. One thing you'll need to do to have this quest approved is blah, 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 blah. So I'm returning it for more work. When I go returned, there it is, returned for more work. Let's go and look at the student's view. Okay, the student now has an in progress quest. There it is, returned. And when I look at the notifications here, I see that Avi Luxembourg returned self-directed quest, and there's the comment. So I can click here, or I can click here, it doesn't matter. It takes me to the same place, takes me to the quest, and I read the teacher's comments, and now I'm going to respond. So now another hour, that means 185. There we go. Submit for approval. And now let's go back to the teacher view. There's that quest again. Now it's in my quest approval, submitted. I click on it, and let's say that the student has done exactly what I needed them to do, and now I approve it with maybe some comments. Approved. And that's the kind of thing you're going to want to experiment with. How are the various tools within the quests, badges, campaigns working? And you'll want to test it at each stage of your process. Okay, why don't you go and create a couple of student accounts for testing? Thanks for your attention.